Hey everyone! Alright, so today is VEDA Day 28 and I thought that we could have just a little chat about a question that I get all the time, and that is, when are Jason and I going to be trying to conceive baby number 2? So, technically, Jason and I aren't really avoiding, well, avoiding isn't the right word. We're not really doing anything to prevent. That's not really true either. Okay, so I'm not on birth control to start. Jason and I tried to conceive for way too long to conceive Ewan, so we are not going to ever purposefully try not to get pregnant, I guess is the point. We will take a baby, another baby, whenever it happens. But we're not going to actively pursue another baby for a little while. And I will let you know how long that is in just a second. So one of the other questions that I get all the time is, how many children do you want? I ideally, like, if financial reasons and infertility wasn't an issue, I would like to have 6 or more children. I would really love to have, like, lots of kids. I'm an only child and I really am missing out now in adulthood. I feel, anyways, that I'm missing out on the experience of having adult siblings. Jason has one sister, and her and I get along just really awesome, but it's not the same as having your own siblings. So I really want Ewan to have siblings. But given our financial situation and infertility, we're hoping to have 3 children. We think that that's a good number. I'm probably going to push for 4, but we'll have to see. Because when there's an even number, then each of them has a buddy, is kind of like how I look at it. But I'm thinking we'll probably end up having 3. That's a nice number for Jason and myself to kind of meet in the middle. So another question that I get all the time is, what means are we going to go to try to conceive in the future? So basically Jason and I are going to do whatever we can to conceive a second child. We're going to start small like we did before. We're going to, just track ovulation, which I am actually doing right now, but Jason and I are using tracking now to kind of avoid like fertile days, although we're not really good at doing that. So really, like, pregnancy could happen at any time, but we're trying to avoid fertile days nonetheless. But yeah, so we'll start off with things like that, just tracking and timing, BDing for fertile days and things like that. We'll probably just try that for a couple of months, not very long, before we'll move on to fertile aid for women, and Jason will take the for men formula. We took that before. We took it actually the month that we conceived, and I really think that it played a huge part in actually one of the reasons why we did ultimately conceive. I think there were other factors that kind of came into effect. I had just lost some weight. I was physically healthy, and so was Jason, and so I think that played a part. But I think the fertile aid really kind of made it even more so. So we will be trying fertile aid again to try to conceive a second child, should just tracking not work. Which it probably won't work because it took us 3.5 years to have Ewan, so we're probably going to have to try a little bit harder than that for a second. It's just how I feel. But after that, we'll probably do fertile aid for a few months, I would say. And then we'll probably move on to seeing a doctor, maybe going back to the fertility clinic that we were at before. We'll absolutely try to save again for in vitro if nothing else works. Yeah, I'm not going to not do IVF now because I already have a child, because it's very important to me to have a second, like I already said. So we will be continuing with medicated cycles and interventions until we have another child, because it's that important. We'll have to save a little bit if we need to do IVF, but it will happen. I'm determined to have another child. Now, if we get a second child and then we have a hard time having a third child, I'm not sure if we would go to the lengths, like those kinds of lengths for a third child, especially if I have a boy and then a girl second. If I have one of each, I don't know if we'll go to those great lengths for subsequent children. But for a second child, we absolutely will be doing whatever we can to felicitate things. So the next question is, when is this going to be happening? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't know when this is going to be happening. I know I'm not pregnant now, although I technically, I suppose, could be, but I know I'm not pregnant now. But Ewan is going to be 9 months on May 3rd. He is still nursing, and he hasn't had any formula, and so I'm his means of milk at this time. And I'm not interested in weaning him just yet. I'm also not interested in tandem nursing. That's just not something that is going to be for me, I don't think. And also, I would really love to be not breastfeeding when I'm pregnant. I did get sick with Ewan when I was pregnant in the first few weeks, and to have to deal with nursing as well, I don't want to have to deal with that, I guess. So ideally, we would like to wait to actively try and conceive until after Ewan is weaned. And I don't think I'm going to be weaning him myself. I'm just going to let him wean himself. So it could be after a year, it could be after 2 years, it could be after 3 years that we start trying to conceive actively. I'm not sure. If we get pregnant and I'm still nursing, I'm not going to wean him just because I'm pregnant. I'll just kind of suck it up and deal with it. But ideally, I would like to not be breastfeeding when I get pregnant. When will that happen? I'm thinking he'll probably end up weaning probably like between a year and 2 years. But the second he's not breastfeeding, I really think that Jason and I are probably going to just get right back on the trying to conceive bandwagon, because we really don't want it to be 3.5 years from the time we start trying till when we conceive again. We really want to be as proactive as we possibly can. So all that being said, we're not doing anything to avoid pregnancy at all. I'm not taking birth control, so it can really happen at any time. So you could get a pregnancy test reveal show, whatever, from me, you know, in a month's time, or it could be in 3 years. It's really just kind of taking it day by day at this point. And both of us are really happy with Ewan right now. I don't really want to think about future children just yet, just because we're enjoying Ewan, like I just said, and, you know, our family of 3, so we kind of just want to focus on that and enjoy that while that's what it is. So we're kind of just trying to live in the moment, I guess. So yeah, that is my trying to conceive update. I think I covered all the basics. If you have any other specific questions or any other questions at all, just please leave them in the comments down below, or you can send me a private message. But other than that, that is it, and I will see you tomorrow. Alright, bye.